It's the NAACP Image Awards. Yeah. Shh. See all the celebrities in the building? Many celebrities in the building. And you know by the title of this video and thumbnail what we're waiting on. Not this couple, no. Oh, a kiss on the lips. Damson Idris doing some interview. Recast T'Challa with Damson Idris. I'm sure he could do the voice. That looks like, I know the Lil Rel, but that looked like Lauren London that he had beside him. We're getting closer, not you, but we can recast T'Challa with John Boyega. I heard your voice in Woman King. Not you. Or you. By the way, look at that. Look at how this dude, Chris Brown, is receiving awards after something he did when he was a teenager that was reprehensible and worthy of admonishment. But still the community hasn't given up on him. I'm not taking a side, by the way, with this. I didn't have a YouTube channel when this sparked off. But as a youngster, I saw the Chris Brown thing. I said, oh, that's crazy. How could he do that, such a thing? Now, I didn't grow up in a home with what he had to endure. So to him, that's normal. And I understand how when you're younger, what is default and normal can shape your perception of things. Wrong is still wrong, of course. But there's levels to wrong. And there was an error. I got to a point where I'm like, okay, why am I still mad at this guy? And it was more than 10 years after. I was like, why am I still mad at this guy? We got to be able to see if people can change. And you can't hold somebody to something they did. The worst moment of their life can't be their defining moment. Especially when it was a moment of passion. And it wasn't some preempted, pre-planned, oh, you know what I'm going to do? Okay, that's different, right? That's when you're just chilling at home and you're like, you know what I want to do? Nothing more than I want to do to Rihanna then. Like, so that's how I feel about this. I still recognize the wrongness, the error, more than error, the bad words that he did, the criminal activity. We're almost there. Oh, Kiki's back in the building. Raji P. Henson. Beautiful. I like the caption. Slaying as always. Kind of brother. We do it in our way. Okay. Abbott Elementary. He got money. Ali. Temporary Little Mermaid in the building. She may be the featured woman who's playing Ariel until they cast somebody white and use a white kid in the cartoon and a white Ariel everywhere else. Temporary representation. A lot of you guys fell for that. We got Kerry Washington. Always on my mind. Beautiful. Beautiful. Where's Megan's? That was nice. You see all those celebrities that we just went by, and look who's an equal. Look who's right up there with no issues at all, being treated like he's not some disgraced actor or of some sort, just a regular part, just like Quentin Brunson and just like Damson Idris. Jonathan Majors is right up there and being featured, being used in Hollywood. It's really nice to see the warmness. And Coleman Domingo, who's like a guy I never knew existed until 4 months ago, is all over the place. Fantasia Barrino. She got a last name? She got a last name? There's a couple more videos I'm going to show you. Let me just make sure I clear through this story. Here's Entertainment Tonight.
Y'all look so good.
Whoever said you look so good must have been really close to the camera. It sounds just like that woman. Every time Jonathan Majors was walking to court, hey, Jonathan, are you the prophet? Are you like, what was the prophet? Lut? What was the prophet that they kept calling him? Job. It was Job. Are you Job? And then she deleted that. You know that woman deleted it, right? The one from Vulture, Victoria B. Kempis. She deleted her one where she was going after him, making religious jokes and shit. Oh, that woman was that woman was vile. But, okay, look at her.
God, look at her, Jonathan. You know you. Y'all look so good.
He tried not to smile. He was like, yeah, we do look good, don't we? He wasn't trying to smile. He's just going to do his poses. But she's just like straight up smiling right at the cameraman. Hey, Jonathan, man, you put your hands there. People like me, like we like you and all, but we don't like you that much. We gotta imagine we have a chance, Jonathan.
God, look at it, Jonathan. You know you want to.
I guess Megan could hear it also. Okay, that's a cool. Let me like that. That has only 11,000 like in 2 hours. What does that compare to some of the other posts of this day? So if I go, oh, this only got 1,000 likes with my boy Usher. That's a lot. 10 times more than Usher on the Entertainment Tonight, and then double what this one did from 3 hours ago. And can we not have noise? Okay, we got 2,000 likes, 4,000 likes for The Rock. Oh, when The Rock said, "What can I say except you're welcome" on SmackDown yesterday, you know, it's a catchphrase. Why not implement your movie catchphrases to your wrestling catchphrases? Rock is doing good. Now, it started off rocky. But what he's been able to do with his performances and his heel role is phenomenal. He's at the best. He's at his peak. Some of the best of his tenure. Oh, this one got 11,000. So it says Sidney Prescott is coming back. Oh, all right. That's what we're saying. That we're on that Hello Sydney level over there with the posts. That was Entertainment Tonight. What about Black Entertainment, huh? Let's see what they got cooking. And by the way, with this post here with Halle Bailey, when I go at her telling you it's a temporary representation, Kyla Pratt was doing an interview.
Hi, oh my goodness, I am so happy for you guys. Congratulations on parenthood. I love seeing everything you guys do online. I love you with the daddy moments with the baby. I'm wishing you so much love, and good luck.
As do I. I wish them love and everything too. Except I look at the Little Mermaid Ariel as a chance for Disney, the studio, to say, you see, we did do a black project. And I got that monkey off their back. But we are in the same place that we were before. There are just as many hot black franchises with melanated people cast in the head role and popular stories that are entered into the pop culture zeitgeist than there was before she took that role. Because she didn't elevate a character. A new character who's got the skin of her, will always look like her. She just made a white character a little bit more popular. She dedicated her voice and her sing, and now there's another on the iPod Shuffle, or I'm dating myself, on the Spotify, right? On your apps when you listen. The playlist now has another version. There's the Halle Bailey versions of these songs, but there's all building up a brand that already exists, and the lead of that character, of that brand, is a Caucasian woman with red hair, and is beautiful. And girls who have the likeness of Ariel, and I'm talking about traditional Ariel that we know from 1989, don't deserve to be robbed of their version for a movie and feel like some sort of slight or resentment, and then they could possibly be convinced later in their life that diversity really just means F white people, and they could be, you know what, there was that time when I was a kid when every other time it seems like we get diversity, it's to take away from white. Oh, there's something there, possibly creating the opposite of what representation is supposed to create. So I'm not in favor of her role. Nothing on BET's Instagram, but we're going to YouTube Shorts, and we can see that it's got already 4K views, and it's just more than everything else in the neighborhood. Got it framed? Let's check it out.
Sure.
Yeah, keep that hand nice and high.
So come out, Tyler.
Whoa! We got to talk about that.
Sure.
Okay, first of all, they're doing some poses. There's the cameras coming up. She's doing pose number 2, pose number 3. They're running out of poses. He's just about done. That's why he turned his face and he turned his cheek. But when he turns his cheek, he creates a little bit of distance between Jonathan and Megan. And this is where she looks up to be like, oh, he just turned his cheek. Let me see what's going on. And he looks down at her, as they do commonly because they are a couple. That's what's going to happen. They can look at each other. However, when they looked at each other, usually, and they're this close to each other, it ends with a kiss. But there's the thing, Lou. These are a public relationship who haven't had their first kiss being caught on cameras and nothing crazy like that. They're somewhat reserved and somewhat private. However, there is a moment here where they both have to be like, we have found ourselves face to face with a few centimeters. Our lips are apart from each other. Do we do what we're supposed to do as a couple and kiss? As we've been together for about a year now, or maybe longer. I don't know exactly how long they've been together, but they've been together about a year, and they're looking at each other dead in the eye. Of course, I've already said on ABC, I think she's the one. She's the one. We know that they love each other, as we saw in that interview, and now we're faced with this moment. All of these thoughts happen within a split second, and Let's press play.
Come out, Tyler.
He dipped his face forward and said, "Must resist. I don't need cameras and YouTubers like Chillmonger talking about this." Went left. But Megan committed, didn't she? Megan said, I got you. And then what do they do after this awkward moment? It's, I got something on your lip. It's a little bit of me. Like, what do the comments say? I'm gonna be disappointed, but here we go. If uncomfortable was a person, why do we do that as a people, as a community? Tori Love, 319, you melanated person, or avatar, I don't know who you are. What should I say? Let's think. There's nothing like a good kiss. Let me find an emoji for that. Comment. What other people are saying here? Sorry, you couldn't really see that. There's nothing like a good kiss. I like the floral silk he has on, and Megan's looking bomb as usual. There are more people like that user. God. What kind of I really don't want to kiss you was that? That's disappointing that has 18 likes, but everyone wants to be hateful and shit. I mean, not everyone's comfortable with PDA. Pretty simple. Yeah, kinda. Celebrities, everything is under the microscope. If you talk about your relationship, if last time he said I love you and she was like, oh no, that's going to be out in the media, that's going to be out in the press. Here she is like, you know what, F it, we're out in the media, we're out in the press, here comes the kiss. But he was more so like being the reserved one. They're walking on eggshells when it comes to how they portray themselves in the public. Because guys like me are going to come in here and do the videos. Obviously, I'm not coming with ill intent. I am really coming in for the sake of having fun. I'm happy for these people. I believe Jonathan to be innocent and to be like going through so much unneeded drama in his life, and I'm wishing the best for his mental health. And Megan Good is probably really good for that mental health. And salute to her as well. I'm not the enemy. I'm looking at it more so just for like fun. But there are people who are gonna make, damn, they're not gonna talk about Usher. They're not gonna talk about anyone else here at the awards show. They're gonna get on him, because that's what they do. We need to not amplify that, guys. If you ever see videos of those people who are motivated by, and they swim in destruction, stop watching it. It hurts their retention. It does what you want it to do. Even if it's triggering and it's angering and it's keeping you, I can't believe he said that, I can't believe he said that. And you go into make a comment, the computers don't perceive that any other way than engagement. And it means that they're doing something, and YouTube wants them to be doing more things that get attention and keep an audience. Which means that ads are going to play. That's not what we want. Not YouTubers. I mean, that's not what we want for a functioning society that is trying to combat supremacia branca, as they say in Portuguese. I usually tell people they should date who they want to date, but Jonathan Majors is different. He should have had a black girl at the beginning. There's going to be a lot of that. I understand. He got this girl, Grace. He had that girl before he kind of just hit the A-list. And I don't think he would have went with her with the options at his disposal if he met her even 3 months later. What am I reading right now? I hope he's worth it, sis. Of course, there's undertones that he's a problem. Why? Because she's not white. You guys are assholes here. You guys are anuses. Coretta and Kay. What kind of kiss was that? Coretta better go. She's so small. Wow, you really think Lamar Thomas, really? I never knew Megan was petite. Shut up, man. Shut up. It was one of the most beautiful things that has ever happened on planet Earth. And you're going to go, she's so small. Maybe he didn't mean it in a bad way. And then we get this one who says she's too skinny, which he meant it in a bad way. I dislike your contribution to the world. Coulda not wrote that. I'll close this out with the TMZ exclusive. You can see him exercising at the gym. And they say his Hollywood career isn't over yet. Let me mute it. Hollywood career isn't over yet. Even as his sentencing looms, he's going full gym rat, getting in shape for an upcoming film shoot, and we got a glimpse of his routine. Sources close to Majors tell TMZ he was in LA for a week, hitting the gym hard and training for a possible gig before flying back to New York. When you're a celebrity at the gym, you will be photographed and recorded like this. When they call it an exclusive, you're going to have people who are going to have their estimations as to how the film camera crew got there to be recording him. And this is twice. This is a bit much, right? To be from a distance and hiding from him and recording. I can't see the recorder, though, through the reflection of the mirror. Can you? I can't really see it. It is what it is, man. Whether it's real or whether it's fake for publicity, it said he's going to be doing a gig. No word on what Jonathan's potential role might be, but we're told it would require him to be in incredible shape, and that's why he's training so intensively. Well, it's nice to know that he's going to be getting more work, and that's not something that I'm going to be concerned about, especially with his talent. And let's be real, his rate may be a little bit cheaper. He's not going to anywhere huge. Warner Bros., Universal, Sony, they're not going to be paying him any big bucks because of the quote, the risk. So somebody else is going to have to do a movie with him, and he's supposed to bring in an audience, and then they're going to say, okay, people don't care, so it's not bad for us. It's not a bad look on us. And then they'll start using him in movies that a lot more people are going to be seeing with a huger budget. Our sources say that Jonathan's aiming to get shredded. When you say that, it makes me think that your sources are Jonathan's camp. Like superhero ripped. And the video shows he's getting pretty close to that goal. That keyword, that superhero ripped, that's supposed to put Jon Stewart Green Lantern icon into your mind. That if he plays icon, somebody who for like 100 years he's been chilling on Earth, right? And he dresses like Jonathan dresses like he's from 100 years ago. I could see the jokes flying. It would be fitting. Remember, Jonathan was a Marvel star before the studio dropped him immediately after a New York jury found him guilty of misdemeanor assault and harassment for the now infamous incident with his ex-girlfriend, Stephanie. We're told Jonathan's working out with his regular trainers. Yeah, who else would know that but his regular trainers than him? All right, he told you. It's cool. And it's cool. TMZ is going to be here for those. And they get something in return every now and again. That's the relationship that they have. I understand it. And I'd like to see the relationship between actor and media being used in this light, as opposed to the way that Variety and Cheyenne Whitetree's publication have been doing it. We're getting him in tip-top shape. I have relationships with other people in the media, as in YouTubers, and we promote each other. Kenny Sparks talked about me in his video just a day ago, and that was cool. And we build each other, and we direct each other's traffic to each other. It's the same thing and a different scale with a different field. There we go. It says, for the next month or so, our sources say Jonathan will be shuffling back and forth between visiting Megan Good. Stop it. The only people who would know that is Jonathan. Visiting Megan in New York and training in LA. What's unclear is when the movie shoot would begin. If he lands it, time is of the essence, assuming he'd have to get it done before he's sentenced. I'm not worried about what the sentencing will be. He's on camera getting away, running away from her. The driver said what he said. Sentencing him for him is going to be, and that's on April 8th, right? Sentencing from him is not going to be anything more than something he can resolve, just like that. If he even gets charged, he could beat it. They delayed it. Remember when they delayed sentencing the first time? His lawyers are still trying to get the conviction thrown out. And the people of colorless are still trying to make him out and paint him to be a negative guy. Maybe things aren't going their way. I'll be covering some more Jonathan news tomorrow, God willing. Look out for it. And check out some X-Men related comic book content here on the screen. I talk about comic books, people, all over the place. Here. Look how upset I am that there's not a black X-Men other than Storm. And how they had one in sync that they just stopped using, and they're like, but don't worry, Ayo, she's going to be really important. No, you're going to stop using her just like you stopped using sync. They just don't know how to empower. Video's up there.